All right, guys, don't forget to visit us online, therevolutiontv.com. There you can check out our radio, internet radio we just started. You can check out all your favorite bands. If you got any questions, if you feel you need some counseling, we're one click away. You're never alone.
Coming right up, John Cooper sheds some light on how we all just want to feel connected, and all of those contraptions and those gadgets that we just cannot live without, like our iPods and the Blackberries, and the instant messaging is just a trap, and that could cripple us in the end. Kind of scary stuff. Here's John Cooper.
It's a little freaky of how much culture has changed in the last 10 years. And things that are considered really cool now and really whatever, we never dealt with. Like one of the things that I see that really bothers me is like this craze to be skinny, that I think women are dealing with. And every time you go to the grocery store, I'm always like telling my daughter not to look at these magazines because they're everywhere, and it's like the only thing that matters in life is getting in shape. The only thing that matters is if you can lose a few more pounds. And so I look at that and I think 10 years ago that was not the case. When I was growing up, we didn't think that anorexic people were sexy, that was not what we looked at and thought, yes, that's what I want my wife to look like, is bones, So that's one little thing that I think kind of freaks me out for my daughter, what's going to happen. But there are lots of other, big issues, like you say. And a thing that I kind of touched on a little bit on our Comatose album is this. In fact, if you've seen the album cover, it's got this boy holding this outlet, and when you open up the album cover, this power cord runs all the way down to this big lump of TVs and computers. And the idea behind that was this kind of monster that we've created, technological monster of email and MySpace and gadgets and all the things that you have to get to feel that you're a part of things. But the truth is you're feeling more alone than ever because you're not having communication with a real person, you're not experiencing anything with them, you're not connecting, you're just sending a text message, and that's kind of what the album cover was about. Is like if we don't reach out to one another as human beings and be there for one another, then I think we're going to see even more and more suicide and cutting and more things to buy to feel not alone. Everybody's buying stuff to feel not alone, and it's just it's not working. I think one of the things I've noticed with a lot of young people is that there's not a real hatred for sin in a lot of young Christians, and that's why a lot of Christian kids are involved in all the same things that non-Christian kids are, is because it's like they want the stability of being a Christian or the comfort of having Christian friends or feeling they're in a safe place at church or whatnot, but doing like the Second Life or something like that, it's kind of like you can basically try to have the thrill of sinning and the pleasures of this world, without feeling that you have the consequence of it because you didn't actually do it. You know what I mean? And it's the same reason why, I've got friends, single friends that will, there's a friend of mine, it's a girl, she's a friend of my wife's really, but she will kind of go out and have fun, maybe go to a bar and hang out with people, she's 24 or something, not drink and not go home with somebody, but really flirt and kind of give the idea that she wants to. So it's kind of like can have the kind of thrill and the fun of feeling that she can enjoy the pleasures of this world and sin without having to have the consequence of it. That's the idea, I think. So I think for Christian kids, we've got to teach them that sin is sin and it will kill you, and you're not missing out on great things in life by being a Christian, I think no matter what age you are, if you're in school or if you work, whatever it is, there are people around you that are looking to connect, and they're looking to, like you said, to physically connect with somebody and have a conversation and that you care about them. And I honestly think it's as easy as just reaching out and reaching out. How are you doing today? I'm going to be there for you, and it's not going to be about all the things that I want all the time. It's what life, it's what life is.
Christians are selfish.
Yeah, Christians are very selfish. Yeah, sometimes don't want to take the time to do that, or I don't feel comfortable. Maybe they don't want to talk about this, but I don't think that's the case. And I'm not talking about like shoving Jesus down somebody's throat. I'm talking about just as simple as, I'll be there for you. Did you see that movie Saved? Do you remember the movie Saved that came out? I just watched it again recently because it impacted me so big when I watched it a few years ago. And in the story, they go to this Christian school, and this one girl gets pregnant, and then nobody wants anything to do with her except for like the one sinner there, right? I remember thinking, it's a little bit over the top, but that's a little bit true. Now that you're not living for God, we're not going to have anything to do with you. And it's like, you don't have to have an ulterior motive just to love somebody and be there for them, whether they're going to become a Christian or not. It's fine if they keep doing what they do. You do your part, and let God do his part. Well, I think in our culture, I don't know if it's the most, but a big misunderstanding is all the things that Christians can't do. And I don't think it's the fault of non-Christian people. It's probably more the fault of really stiff-necked Christians, probably. Like when I was growing up, I couldn't listen to anything with drums in it. I couldn't anything with drums or guitars were from the devil. Drum beats were from, African satanic ritual all these things. All those books. I don't know if it was really popular back when I was growing up. And oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. And that's still taught today, just to a much less degree. So you got that, Christians can't do this, Christians can't do this, and before you know it, people think that if you're a Christian, then you don't have any fun at all, and you're not fun to be around, and all you do is judge other people, And then it kind of comes farther into, the good thing that is taught is that you're going to become like the people you hang around, but the bad side of that is that I don't hang around anybody that's not a Christian, or if you're gonna cuss and do this, then I'm not going to sit with you at lunch, or whatever that may be. And the idea for Christian young people is that you teach them what's right and what's wrong, and you teach that kid to become strong enough in the Lord that they can live their faith and be around sinners. That's what Jesus did, So that, I do remember as a kid, my mom was a Jesus freak, So I remember my mom teaching me, if people laugh at you, because of you being a Christian, then God will reward you, So I remember understanding that and just thinking, all these people that may not like what I believe or whatever may be the case, I just always kind of felt kind of sorry for them, that they felt that uncomfortable that they're gonna. I don't really know, so I guess I've been kind of lucky in my viewpoints. I'm kind of like, whatever, you can laugh, it doesn't matter to me, It's very difficult in our country in this day to have an eternal perspective on anything, because it's all about now, getting my email now, getting my MySpace now, getting my food now, getting this, don't want to make a sandwich, so I'll go through a drive-through and kill my heart. It's all about now, so having an eternal perspective is very difficult for Americans, but for young people, we've got to teach them. You know what? I'm 30, plus years old now. It goes by so fast. If life is going to be about everything that I want right now, you're going to be miserable for the rest of your life, Maybe it's not a big surprise why people are killing themselves when they find out that that's not fulfilling them, So we have to teach young people to have eternal perspective in things. That being the case, if somebody makes fun of you for Jesus' sake, then what a reward that you will have, in the end.
Is it really you're being made fun of seriously in high school?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah. But what does high school last for 4 years? Like in perspective of eternity. Hey, what's up? I am John Cooper from Skillet. When I was growing up, lots and lots of my friends thought that Jesus hated their guts and that he was this kind of non-accepting guy that wants to smack you in the head every time you mess up and not let you have any fun, listen to rock music, things like that. And I just found Jesus to be the only thing in my life there has been worth living for. When my mom passed away when I was 14 and me and my dad started fighting, I remember thinking, why would God let that happen? Me and my dad hated each other's guts in a big way. My mom was a Jesus freak. Why wouldn't the Lord let my dad go away instead of my mom? And Jesus became my best friend, and Jesus became the reason that I woke up every morning and showed me what love really was, and helped me feel accepted and know that my life was not a mistake, that he was there for me. So I want to encourage any of you guys listening, thinking that your life stinks, God hates you because your parents got divorced, or you've had a tragedy in your life, or you don't feel a certain way that you want to feel. I can tell you that Jesus loves you right now, just the way you are. And if you give him a chance, it will be the very last night you will ever spend alone.
You don't have to spend another minute feeling alone in this universe. You know, sometimes it's super hard even to recognize that there's something missing in our lives because we all have our routine, so many distractions out there. But you guys, no new thing or person out there could ever fill that void, that emptiness, that I bet in moments of quiet you've recognized that you have. Because even though it sounds corny, we all have a God-shaped hole in our heart. That's such a true slogan. It's so very true. All you have to do is make a life-changing choice.
That's right. You know, growing up in Miami and South Florida, it's always one constant high after the next. Going to the next club, the next concert, you're always searching for happiness in your friends and in what you can do and what you're partying. And I call it synthetic joy because it's not real. When that high was over, you just felt so low, lower than you felt the day before. And only when I came to know the Lord did I really know what happiness is all about. And it wasn't an instant thing. It wasn't just a quick prayer. It was years of people that loved Jesus coming after me and praying and sharing, and then seeing the joy that they had that wasn't fake. It wasn't like the friends that I had at the time. And that's the thing. It's time to have real happiness. It's time to have real joy. And the only way you're going to have that is by having a real relationship with Jesus. And I want to challenge you right now to go out there and find what a real relationship with Jesus is. Go sit next to that guy in school that you know loves Jesus, and he's real. He's not fake. And ask him what it's all about. You can also visit us online, therevolutiontv.com. Email us. We answer every email. We'll get back to you. It might take a couple days, but we want to get to know you, and we want you to get to know Jesus.
Absolutely. You guys, that's been The Revolution. Thanks so much for watching. And if God be for us, who can be against us?
Airfare for The Revolution provided by Southwest Airlines.